Today we're going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, reveal the books I bought this week, and if I screw up, a blooper reel. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that logo! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Coming to you from Southern Rails Comics and Games here in Ruston, Louisiana. And if y'all don't mind, I just want to go ahead and say this. Now, since I started doing this show 4 years ago, I have worn over 100 different tees. I mean, a lot of them had different colors. A lot of them had different. The shield had different designs. And most of them had purposes behind them. But there was one thing that was missing, though. I never had a shirt that was a default shirt. I mean, come on, when you think about it. When Superman, his colors are red, blue, and yellow. The Green Lantern Corps are green, black, and white. Fantastic Four are blue, black, and white. And then the Flash is red and gold. So I figured, okay, I need to have some for myself, and I didn't, and then I didn't have to. I just had to look at my logo. When I created my logo, this logo right here, and then the one you saw at the very beginning of the show, and then the CH and all that, I meant for it to be black and white, and the only reason I did that was because, well, black and white is well, obviously the color of most speech balloons in comics. So I didn't have to look any further than black and white. And get this. Check this hat out. At Turner Road Designs, outside of Homer, Louisiana, where my mom, Nell Nunley, and I make shirts, we also make hats. So if you want a hat, $10. All right then. It's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, last week's episode, I asked, who is Daredevil's father? Well, the correct answer is Battling Jack Murdock. Alright, 5 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, their names have been entered in a drawing for a free tee, and that drawing takes place right now. So, the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is April Hooks from Camden, Arkansas. So congratulations, April. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right, here's the question for next week's episode. And this one is kind of easy. I mean, it's kind of hard, but once I give the give the hint or hints, it'll be very easy. I'm expecting a lot of people to answer correctly. Which deceased legendary pop artist once tried to buy Marvel in the early 90s just so he could star in a Spider-Man movie that he wanted to produce? And here's the hint. This pop artist just came out with his second solo album 35 years ago this November. And here's another hint. If he wasn't casted, he was a part of the cast in The Wiz. And if it weren't for Quincy Jones, he wouldn't have had the solo career that he had. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. Now, the owner of Southern Rails Comics and Games, James Gunter, has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight. And this one is quacktacular. Representing DC, we have Lobo the Duck. And representing Marvel, we have Deadpool the Duck. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today is Lobo the Duck versus Deadpool the Duck. Lobo the Duck possesses superhuman senses, strength, speed, stamina, and varying durability, healing factor, immortality, and genius level intellect. Deadpool the Duck possesses extended longevity via regenerative healing factor, is a skilled marksman, swordsman, and hand-to-hand combatant who utilizes a magic satchel and devices granting teleportation and holographic disguises. Who would win? This fight would start off with trash talking, and more trash talking. Lobo the Duck would then say, "You don't look like much. You're just some schmuck in a full body getup." Deadpool the Duck would then reply, "Your mama." Lobo the Duck would then say, "Hey, don't talk about the birthday of your main man." Deadpool the Duck would then say, "The only main thing you are is a pain in the butt." The two would then come after each other. Just as they're about to punch each other in the face, Howard the Duck wakes up and realizes it's only a dream. He then says, "Well, at least it's not as bad as the dream I had about my life being made into a movie." And that concludes this dream on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and if you have requests for future episodes, contact info is down there. Alright, it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, I'm only going to talk about one thing in Comically Speaking, and that's Secret Empire. I just read issue 79, and then I read a few tie-ins to it. You know, Secret Empire is a very polarizing miniseries in terms of the writing. I mean, Nick Spencer, you know, and he's excited us. He's kept us hopeful. He's kept us on the edge of our seats while we're reading. But then he's also made a lot of folks mad, including me. And you're probably wondering, what did he do? Oh, he wrote in number 7 where Captain America kills off Black Widow. This is yet another... this is yet Marvel making another irrational decision. Why in the world would you want to kill off a fan favorite like that? An A-lister who by no stretch of the imagination is a weak link. And you know what, honestly, that's not even the first time they've done something like that. You have to go all the way back to 2014, where they decided, oh, let's take away Wolverine's healing factor. And then they decided that wasn't good enough, so they said, okay, let's kill Wolverine. Let me tell you something, Wolverine has been a staying power character. He's been like the second most famous character in Marvel, right behind Spider-Man. And you, all of a sudden, you want to kill him? And you knew there was going to be backlash when that happened. You knew! So what do you decide to do? Oh, during Secret Wars, you decide to bring in an older version of Wolverine called Old Man Logan and sugarcoat it. You know, look, and that's right, I said it, you sugarcoated it. Because that wasn't Wolverine. It wasn't. It's not. It's never going to be. And then, Fantastic Four. The Marvel's first ever team of superheroes. Was part of the Marvel Universe at the dawn of it. I mean, they pretty much ushered in the Marvel Universe. Oh, but what happened? You decide to be all in your feelings about that Fantastic Four movie remake that was a dumpster fire on top of garbage, on top of trash. And you decided that you wanted to cancel the book. And then you made even a more irrational step by breaking up the team. You have Reed and Sue that are rebuilding the Marvel multiverse along with their children and other members of the Future Foundation. And then you have the Human Torch, who's a member of the Avengers. And then the Thing, who at one point was a Guardian of the Galaxy, now he's an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm sorry, Marvel. Now, Reed and Sue and the Future Foundation, to an extent, I can understand that. But Ben and Johnny, what you've done to them, you've destroyed them. They don't even fit in where they are now. The only way the Human Torch fits in is when he teams up with Spider-Man, because for the longest time they've been very good friends. And then don't even get me started about what you did in Civil War II when you killed off War Machine and Bruce Banner. I mean, I never considered James Rhodes, aka War Machine, to be a weak link. I considered him to be a B-lister, but nothing worse than that. And then the first issue of Civil War II, you kill him off. And then you kill off Bruce Banner. Now I understand that he was depowered. I understand that, Amadeus Cho now has the gamma radiation that was once in Bruce Banner's DNA, but you didn't have to kill him! And then now, Black Widow, who by no stretch of the imagination is a weak link. She's an A-lister. She's been in several Marvel movies for the last 7 years, and you decide to kill her off. I don't know what happened to you, Marvel. I remember I watched an old episode of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends that Stan Lee had narrated, and at the beginning of it he had said, "Here at Marvel, we listen to our fans." But it seems like ever since you started coming out with movies 17 years ago, y'all become more and more corporate, and you really don't care about what anyone thinks. And because of that, you'll allow yourself to make irrational decision after irrational decision. You need to do better. You really do. Because these decisions that you've been making are very, very pathetic. I don't know. It seems like ever since, you're doing well in terms of the movie, in terms of media, in terms of all the movies and TV shows. That's great. But when you're part of a company like that, you have to be doing very well in every division, not just one or two, all. Now, right now, DC is still, for the most part, they're still, in the most part, the polar opposite of y'all. They do well in comics, but not so much in movies, except for Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was amazing. Patty Jenkins, good job. But it's only going to be a matter of time before DC decides they want to do better. They want to do better in that division, and then you're going to be eating crow with all kinds of sauce. Be better, Marvel. Do better. That's all I'm saying. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
Hey everyone, I just had long woken up, and there's been a huge layoff between doing episodes 180 and 181. As you're watching this, it's actually this past Tuesday. I ended up buying some books. Some of them I bought from Second and Charles in Bossier City. Some of them I bought from Excalibur Comics in Shreveport. And some of them I bought at Books a Million in Monroe. There's 11 of them, so I'm not going to give a brief description of these books. I'm just going to let you know what they are, because after all, you still have a show to watch. Alright, first up is Spider-Man number 19. Spider-Gwen number 23. Secret Empire number 7. Secret Empire number 8. Secret Empire number 9. Action Comics number 986. Sam Wilson, Captain America number 24. Hal Jordan, The Green Lantern Corps number 26. X-Men Gold number 8. The Mighty Captain Marvel number 3. And finally, Titans number 12. Alright, now that's 11 I bought, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 8,152. Alright, I have about 10 books and I'm a little pressed for time, so I'm just going to let you know what they are. I'm not going to give a brief description of them like I usually do. Alright, first up is Superman number 30. Green Lanterns number 30. All New Guardians of the Galaxy number 9. X-Men Gold number 9. Royals number 5. Avengers number 2. Avengers number 6. Black Panther number 10. Justice League number 28. And finally, Cyborg number 16. Alright, that's 10 I bought, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 8,162. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which late pop artist once tried to buy Marvel in the 1990s just so he could star in a Spider-Man movie that he wanted to produce? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to April Hooks from Camden, Arkansas, who won a free tee in this week's episode of the show. Alright, it's birthday time here on the Comic Hero Show. And happy birthday this past Sunday to the real owner of Southern Realms Comics and Games, James Gunter Jr. And happy birthday this past Sunday to my good friend Katie Bosch. And happy birthday to the owner of Pyromania Fireworks, Curtis Elkins. And happy birthday to one of my classmates from Homer High School, Latasha Eddings. And happy birthday yesterday to one of my friends that I was in band with at ULM, Adrian Robinson. And happy birthday to the owner of the farm in Minden, Louisiana, Julie Vogel. And happy birthday to one of my friends from Little Rock, Arkansas, Lindsay Stamey. And happy birthday tomorrow to one of my friends, Joyquisha Ross. And happy birthday to one of my friends that I was in band with at Tech years ago, Wesley Bonstaff. And happy birthday on Friday to one of my classmates from Homer High School, Angela Fusel. And happy birthday to one of my friends I was in band with at Tech many years ago, Christian Moises. And happy birthday to one of my friends that I went to high school with at Homer High School, Big Woe himself, Miguel Womack. And happy birthday to one of my friends that I went to school with at ULM, Nathaniel Medlin. And happy birthday to Mr. Gullah Gullah Island himself, Silas Stapleton. And happy birthday to one of my friends that I was in band with at Tech many years ago, Wilbert Farr. All right, 2 more episodes, folks. 2 more episodes until Louisiana Comic-Con, and I'm very excited about it. Just like I did last year, I'm going to do a split edition where part one's going to be over at Acadiana Comics and Collectibles, and then part two will be at the Cajun Dome Convention Center in Lafayette, site of Louisiana Comic-Con Lafayette 2017. Yeah, but you like the shirt, you like the hat. If you want a hat, they're $10. And also, I think, you know what? I don't see why I can't sell any here. So I'm gonna make some hats here, and if you want to buy some, I'll have some in the coming weeks. All right, I'm Victor Dudley. I'm your comic hero. I'll see you next week for episode 182, right back here at Southern Realms Comics and Games. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.